スト翻訳始まるよ。皆さん、こんにちは。Hanaです。今日、メダリスト第16話を見ています。先週の週末は、スケーティングのエキシビションをしていました。遅くなってごめんなさい。見てくれてありがとうございます。What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel and to another video. Today we are reacting to Medalist Season 2 Episode 3, so Episode 16. I am very late and I apologize. For the record, this one and the next one will be late because I am back into skating. This weekend I had a skating exhibition. Next weekend I will be competing. And it takes a lot of energy and focus to be able to skate well, so I have to take a pause from doing any recording on the weekends right now while I go through all of this. I do not have a video from this weekend's exhibition, but I hope to share some of my results and skating stuff with you in the next episode, which will be after I have competed. Also, the Olympics started and we just finished the team event and it was oh so close. Team USA did take home the gold. Team Japan was in second with just 1 point margin. It was so incredible all the way to the end. So many athletes just did their absolute best. It was such a fun event to watch. I am both happy with the results and also sad for Team Japan. I think they really stepped up to the plate, but in the end, it just evened out to where USA ended up with the gold, but it was so close and so exciting. I think Inori's gonna be competing. I don't know. It might be one of those like the last. That's the cliffhanger. So right off the bat, the background that they have in this is very clearly from the 2010 Vancouver Olympics. Like the coloring, you can't really read the signs, but that's very clearly the colors. Like the design on the boards there is exactly what it was like for the 2010 Vancouver Olympics. So a while ago, 16 years ago. I like that, so detailed. All right, we're getting some backstory on her. That would be crazy. If Ashley Widener had been like, I'm gonna coach you, I would have passed out. I would have fainted. That's a lot of expectations to be his first student. All right. But Hikaru showed up and suddenly was better than you. Yeah, it messes with your brain so much. I experienced this, like, when I was just competing, like, these skaters would show up and I would help them and then all of a sudden they would be better than me. And it's like, what? Like, that's so soul-crushing. And the same thing happened to Rio. Like, Inori is very different. Inori looks at it as an opportunity to grow and to catch her, while these skaters who, like, started before Hikaru at her rink are just watching her pass up. That makes anyone feel very unconfident. Okay. I can't believe I'm doing this in 5 days. What am I doing? Oh yeah, he doesn't know that they're there for Inori. Well, they're there for Tsukasa. Oh, we don't even know what happened in this warm-up. We're just going right into it, okay. Okay, I think Yuna was the one I was seeing in the opening, not Yotsa. That one statement, skating is not a sport that you get better just by working hard. It does favor the talented people too, and she knows that. It's kind of late in the warm-up group. I also hate doing late. Late in the warm-up group also sucks. I hope I'm skating like second this weekend. That's the best. Is this inside of Inori's brain? Oh. This is just how she handles. Okay. It's okay. She has a very strange way of keeping herself calm too. Relax. You're one and the same. You're two peas in a pod. It's fine. She's got a name for herself already. It is so nerve-wracking being a coach. I've said this so many times, when I watch skating and when I coach skating, I feel so much more nervous. Like, I get nervous from my own skating, absolutely, but I can handle it because I control it. When I was sending out my own skaters, I would be like, ah, but I'd have to like act calm to keep them calm. And when I'm watching skating, oh my gosh, it's a nightmare. When Amber Glenn skates, I have to pace. I have to like grab onto things. It's so terrifying. My heart is pounding. I feel like I can't breathe. It's something different when you are watching a skater that you can't control how they skate. You're just there to watch and support them, and you're so invested in them, but at the end of the day, it's up to them. You feel this like lack of control that makes it so much harder to watch. Tsukasa and I are like two peas in a pod. Yep, you gotta stay calm, Tsukasa. This is so over the top, it's so funny. He is the ultimate social bubble popper. That's not what's going on, girl. Poor Tsukasa. So she might be Inori's toughest competition here. Konnichiwa! I love the character development. Okay, he's still being... Shrimp? Tempura popped under her head when she was... I'm dead. I love this show. But that'll be my spot. It's competition. I'm not going to get to see Inori skate in this episode, am I? I'm going to have to wait until next week after I compete. 67. It's not the best. And she's out of it. Oh. Well, and she's guaranteed to qualify now. Okay, yeah, she's the one who I've seen a bunch of clips of her. All right. I need to look up his voice actor. I recognize it. Yep, she's special. She's the MC too, so. I mean, honestly, like, I know these skaters want to win, but sometimes you just gotta be like, I gotta qualify. But I understand, like, being the winner of the qualification competition, you go into the national championships with, like, the judges now know who you are. Like, people got their eye on you, and in this sport, there is a level of reputation within the judging, especially once you start to get to those higher levels, where the more like you have a reputation, the more the judges know about you, the more likely they are to give you maybe an extra GOE, maybe an extra half a point in components, and that adds up very quickly. So on one hand, it's like, it is a healthy perspective to just be like, I want to qualify. Like, that's how I feel going into my sectional competition, which is a month away. At the end of the day, I don't know if I'm going to be able to qualify because my section's very competitive and I'm like running at a pretty low base value, but I do want to qualify. Like, that is my goal. Winning would be great, but that's like, that would be the cherry on top. So it's like, you got to have that balance. Sometimes you find skaters that are so hell-bent on winning, they get so focused on that one goal that it becomes very difficult for them to actually do it. I'm slightly worried about Kaori Sakamoto. I really want her to win. And I say this as someone who is American, who knows the American skaters better. I follow American skating more because it's easier because of where I'm located. I love Alyssa Liu, I love Amber Glenn, but I want Kaori Sakamoto to win the Olympics because she has this drive. She is the best in the world. She's faster. She's a better jumper. Like, she just is overall the better package. She keeps saying, I don't want anything but gold. And I get a little bit worried that she's going to let a couple of mistakes pop through because she's so hell-bent on getting that gold, which I understand why she wants it. She's been pretty much on top of the world this entire 4 years since the end of the Olympics last time. And she was very happy for Alyssa Liu when Alyssa won the World Championships last year, but she said, like, she doesn't want to feel like that anymore. She wants to win. So on one hand, she has that grit and she has that determination, but on the other hand, I'm like nervous that she, first of all, used up all of her energy on the team event because she skated really freaking well in the team event. She made one mistake. But in the free skate or in the individual event, she doesn't have that room for error because like all 3 US women are right there. The other 2 Japanese women are right there. And we have the wild card that is the individual athlete from Russia. Like there's just so much going on in the individual event that I'm like, I'm excited that she's so vocal about wanting to win the gold, but I'm also like nervous that it's gonna get inside her head because in a perfect world, she wins the Olympic gold medal and then that's her retirement. Like go out on literally the best placement you can ever get. There is nothing better than winning the Olympics. That is everyone's ultimate goal in this sport. There is nothing you can do better except for win it a second time, which she's not going for because she's done after this. She's already said it. So long tangent way of saying like, you gotta be careful when you're so hell-bent on winning. Sometimes then you get tight and Alyssa Liu is right there. Like it's the kind of thing where like if Kaori makes 2 mistakes in the free skate, 2 small mistakes, Alyssa will step into that role. So in this case, it's like you're qualifying, so be a little bit nicer to yourself. Focus on winning all Japans. Just focus on qualifying here. But I understand the reputation. And it seems to be much more intense here than sectionals here is. So triple lutz double loop, that's a big combo. You just got to believe in your training in situations like this. It can be terrifying. It can be so hard to rely on your training when you're competing. Okay. We might get a naughty in this, or is it going to cut halfway? Okay, I'm going to stop predicting and just let it go. I was wondering if they were going to get like the rights to Pirates of the Caribbean or something. It's a very common score to skate to, but it seems like it's not that. Triple lutz double loop. All right. Uh-oh. That's never a good sign. Hikaru got all the... It helps in making sense to why she wants to win so bad. She's been living in Hikaru's shadow this entire time now, since she started. She did... Okay, so something that I noticed when I was watching the last episode is that sometimes with animation, like I was calling something a triple, but it was just a double because like it's pretty difficult to tell with animation. I can tell the doubles and triples and quads apart in real life. Sometimes animation makes it tough. So I was like, oh, it's probably like a triple lutz double loop. Nope, she did a triple lutz triple loop, which for the record is something that Alyssa Liu is doing at the Olympics. So very freaking difficult. If you do it well, it's worth like 12.5 points. Huge. They have no idea what just happened. That's right. I was trying so hard to not overload. I had some friends watch the Olympics with me yesterday. I was trying so hard to not overload them and I was going hard. I was like, I'm sorry, please tell me to stop at any time. Oh no. But then she goes and, okay, that's okay. Your base value is super freaking high, so you have room for error. Girl, come on. The spinning animation is so good in the show. Like, that's a little bit something that, like, I feel like goes unnoticed, how perfect they get every position. Girl, come on. Ugh, I feel like I'm watching the Olympics again. I feel for her because I watched so many skaters pass me up when I was like 13. I was struggling so much and it just like, it breaks you down. She's got so many negative grade of execution jumps though. Yep. Triple lutz. It's just hard to tell the rotation, but it was a lutz. Double axel. 10% bonus. Flying camel. Layover. I'm like cheering for all of them. Like I know she's Inori's direct competition, but I'm like, I'm wondering where they're taking this to. Okay, a fall and 2 step outs with the triple Lutz triple loop combo. I mean, she did a much more difficult combo than everyone else, so she made up a lot of the points that she lost on those messy jumps. Just that alone made a statement. I'm getting, like, stressed here. He's proud of her. You gotta be careful being a rebel when you're doing that, because then you have to make sure you don't accidentally repeat a jump. Oh God, okay. Why am I tearing up? What the heck? It's interesting because I don't know why I'm emotional. Duh! I've only spent 16 episodes with Inori, and I've called out how fast she's developed to get to this point, right? Like, this is very unnatural development that she's gone through, but these 16 episodes have made me just, like, so invested in Inori's journey that every time they're, like, doing these little flashbacks, like, what the heck? Ah! Okay. Take the, like, skating out of it, which I think, like, the skating is part of the reason why I feel so, like, invested and connected to the story, obviously. But just the character writing and the way the story is developing these characters in such a short period of time that we've had is really good. Objectively looking at, like, character writing, this is really well done. A story that can make you fall in love with these characters so much in such a short period of time is my favorite kind of story. Okay. All right. Now they all know. This has been a very tough competition. There's been doors open because all of the, like, even the girl who's in first, she fell? But I don't know what Inori's planning. They haven't really told us. Okay. So, essentially, that's first, right? Yeah. So, essentially what's going on here, and this kind of correlates to what happened at the Olympics yesterday when Ilya Malinin still won that free skate over Shun Sato, is the base value. So because she did this Lutz loop, this triple combo, she soared ahead of everyone else in base value. So that means that she had this room for error, and she left the door open because there is the fact that, like, whatever Inori's planning, like, I want her to go clean, obviously, but sometimes you just have such a bigger base value that even a different skater who goes perfectly clean just can't catch you. And there's levels to it. Like, I could go really deep into how, like, in the men, it's especially big because you have these quadruple jumps where, you know, if Ilya did 5 quads, Shun did 3. Ilya did 3 of his 5 quads very well, and then 2 of them were, well, one of them was really messy. Maybe it was just 1 messy quad, and then he, like, did kind of a messy triple loop. So 4 well-done quads. Shun did 3 well-done quads. So Ilya's base value was just that much higher, and they scored them about the same in components. Do I agree with that? No. But I don't think Shun would have been able to close that 6-point gap even if they scored Ilya correctly on components. And even though Ilya was, like, messy, we're seeing all of these people on the internet that, like, don't really watch skating go, like, he obviously messed up, so the guy who didn't should be in first, right? But that's not always the case. So because these base values, there's such a big difference. But when you get to, like, these lower levels, those base values, like, it's not a whole lot different. So suddenly a skater that has a higher base value, if they're messing up, the skater that has a much lower base value can catch up to them because it's a clean program. That's my strategy this time. My base value is lower, but it's only lower by, like, a point, 2 points. So that means that I'm kind of betting on the other skaters to mess up and for me to skate clean, but I know that I can. So, like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do a clean, well-presented skate. So there is, like, in theory, the possibility I could win should, like, the people doing the higher level jumps mess them up. So I'm kind of reliant on people to mess up, but it's a strategy because skating is hard. People mess up. That's part of competition. So she's made like the most amount of mistakes of everyone, but I bet it's because like the difference between doing a triple Lutz triple loop and a triple Lutz double loop, I'm not looking at the rule book in front of me, but I think the difference is like 3 or 4 points, and she's in first by like a point. So she lost a lot of that lead in the fall and 2 step outs, but it evened out to her still being slightly ahead because of how much higher her base value was. All right, I think we're getting to see Inori skate at All Japan's because she's going. I have no idea what Inori's planning. They haven't told us like what her plan is, so the last we saw, she was like just barely landing a triple sow double toe. So like a triple Lutz triple loop is like the hardest triple combo you can do without having a triple axel. A triple sow double toe is the lowest triple combo you can do without doing a double axel. Like it's the opposite side of the spectrum. I maybe missed how long it's been since she landed it, but they haven't really told us. Yep, exactly. Yep, you want to do both. I've never thought about that. GOE is short for grade of execution in English. So you still call it GOE in Japanese, but grade of execution in Japanese is completely different. Interesting. They're getting the details perfectly right. So I started by not pausing, and I've got 15 minutes before my lunch break is over, so I gotta hurry it up. So the grade of execution, the GOE, a lot of people think like it's just plus or minus 5 points because it's plus or minus all the way like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. No, if you get a plus 5 across the board, you get a 50% bonus on the base value of your jump. So if your jump is worth 3 points and you get plus 5s across the board, you get a 1.5 bonus on it. And that's another reason why the skaters with a higher base value can start to pull ahead, because if they do that higher base value performed well, suddenly you're going from a triple sow double toe is worth 5 points, so a perfect 5 across the board would be 2.5 points added, so 7.5 points, but a triple Lutz triple loop that's perfectly executed is, I'm not giving you the exact base value because I don't have the rule book in front of me and I don't have every single thing memorized like that, but so let's say a triple Lutz triple loop is worth 12 points. If you get plus 5s across the board, then you get an added 6 points. So now your jump combo is worth 18 points. So you see that difference, but the triple Lutz triple loop is incredibly hard, so you're taking a chance because you might not perform it well. And then all of a sudden, if you don't perform it well, the same applies negative. You can now get 50% taken off if you fall. So that's where things like, there's just so many little intricate details in the scoring, and they are getting it perfectly right. I've had to explain this a lot over the past few days because people on social media are just like, I don't get it. Okay. I'm like feeling very hot. So Inori should have a higher component scores because she's trained by a ice dancer. They use that to their advantage, yep. But the problem is components max out. Technical score has a much higher ceiling, especially at the Olympic level. Okay, are we gonna learn what his plan is here? She's got a secret weapon. Okay, what is it? You're not gonna, okay, I wanna know. And I'm worried that this is gonna end before I know. This is more nerve-wracking than competing. That would be huge for her, yes. She would, like, no one would be able to ignore her ever again. Okay, what's her secret weapon though? Is this gonna be the end? I'm halfway nervous because I think this is the end of the episode and I don't want it to be! I was in the trailer. No. Do I really? I have to wait. I knew it was probably gonna happen. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
このコーナーでは先週の動画で翻訳が大変なところだったりを紹介するコーナーです。さて、今回のポイントに行く前にコメントをくださっている皆さんに対して少しだけ言わせてください。まず、セカストはもうフィギュアスケートはにわかもにわかです。それは皆さんご存知かと思います。このシリーズを始めてセカストが思っているよりも視聴者のフィギュアスケートの熱がすごいことに正直ビビっています。いろいろとわからないこともあって不安だったりする中、皆さんコメントで間違いを指摘してくれたり、いろいろと教えてくださって、フィギュアスケートファンの皆様の温かさを日々かみしめています。たまたまこのチャンネルの視聴者が優しいだけかもしれませんが、それでもセカストはもう感謝感激です。いろいろとこの動画や翻訳も相変わらず試行錯誤ばかりですが、今後とも何卒支えてくださればと思っています。さて、締めっぽいコメントはこれぐらいにして、早速最初のポイントに参りましょう。
Rude.
はい、ここです。ちょっと聞き取りづらいかもしれませんが、ルードと言っています。この英単語の意味は失礼という意味ですね。動画を見ていると、カゴさんの妻との感動シーンを受けての発言なので、セカストも一瞬クエスチョンマークが頭に浮かびました。ある程度どういう意味なのかは予測は立てられますが、それでもちょっとその予測を確信には変えられませんでした。さてさて、どう翻訳するか困ったものです。これは Google 検索して解決できるようなものでもありません。けどそんな時でも完璧に解決できる方法が一つだけあります。一種の裏技的なものですが、それは何かというと、本人に聞くことです。結局はこれが一番手っ取り早くかつ正確な答えをもらえますからね。翻訳者も原作者に意図を聞いたりすることはあるらしいので、まあこれも似たようなものかもしれません。そして何よりセカストが1期の動画を翻訳中に、なんかわからないことがあったら聞いてねと花さんから言われていました。結局1期の時は質問をする機会はありませんでしたが、人の優しさを無限にしたのではという気持ちもあったので、今回思い切って質問してみることにしました。その時の様子がこちら。フィギュアスケート関連の質問じゃなくて本当にすいません。本人から回答を得たのでそれを載せます。訳すとこんな感じです。
ここで泣かせようとしに来てることへの冗談です。A子さんが退院した時にはルールを詳しく教えると約束していましたが、それは果たされなかったわけですから。
泣かせるシーンへの皮肉的なコメントだったんですね。というわけで、ここで言うルードは失礼というよりは、日本語のニュアンス的にはこんな演出をするなんてずるい、そんな感じなのかもしれませんね。というわけで、ここの翻訳は全くとしました。一応言うとセカストもなんとなくそうじゃないかとは思いましたが、それ以外の意味なのだとそれはそれで恥ずかしいですからね。皆さんも言語学習だけでなく、何かを学んでいる時になかなか答えにたどり着かないことがあると思います。そんな時は思い切って誰かに聞いた方がいいかも。もちろん答えが返ってこないこともありますが、聞いてみれば案外快く返事してくださる方もいます。改めて花さん、お返事いただきありがとうございました。それでは次のポイントです。
While someone who goes out and does a clean, easier program is going to have higher component scores because they didn't make mistakes.
クリーンというとフィギュアスケートでは文脈によって微妙に意味が違います。例えばジャンプの着氷がクリーンだった場合には綺麗に着氷できたという意味になりますね。ではクリーンプログラムというとこれはどういう意味でしょうか。綺麗なプログラムという意味になりますが、これは前後の文脈を見ればなんとなく意味が分かってきます。例えばここではアンバー・グレン選手の話が出てきました。アンバー・グレン選手はトリプルアクセルを決めれる数少ない女子選手ですが、その後のミスで優勝争いから外れがちになる。そんな話の文脈でクリーンプログラムを組んだ選手はミスもなく演技構成点で得点を上回れるという話をしていました。こういった文脈から察するに、ここでいうクリーンプログラムはミスが少なくなるプログラム。そう思って間違いないと思います。そういった文脈を踏まえて、ここでのクリーン派、堅実なという風に翻訳することにしました。大技を決めることも勝利につながりますが、堅実に一つずつミスなく技を決めることも大事だ。そういう話でしたよね。そして次のポイントはそんな話に関連したところです。
Doing the difficult elements, high risk, high reward, but you have to be able to do it all.
大技を決めると得点はでかいが失敗すると台無しになる。そんな話の中でハイリスク、ハイリワードという表現が出てきました。解説するまでもないかもしれませんが、これは日本語で言うところのハイリスク、ハイリターンのこと。なので、翻訳もそのようにしました。じゃあハイリスクハイリターンは和製英語なのと思うかもしれませんが、調べてみたところ英語でもハイリスク、ハイリターンというそうです。ただ、状況によってはこのように、ハイリスク、ハイリワードということもあるのだとか、特に後者は戦略などの文脈で使われることが多いらしいです。ここも、プログラムをどう構成するかの作戦についての話ですので、ハイリスク、ハイリワードの方が適切なのかもしれませんね。日本では何でもハイリスクハイリターンと言っておけばいいので、ある意味楽かもしれませんね。さて、次が最後のポイント。
So now these skaters are... and she's out.
こういうのって正直よくあります。どういうことかというと、途中までしか内容を言えてないんです。日英翻訳でもそうなんですが、英語と日本語では文章の文法的構造が全く違うので、こうやって途中で文章が止まってしまうと、翻訳に困ってしまうことがあります。そういう時はどうするかというと、翻訳者の想像で翻訳するということになります。場合によっては翻訳するというよりは、文章を創作するということになるかと思います。創作ってそんなことしていいの？と思うかもしれませんが、創作でセリフを書くは結構あります。例えば、よくあるのが吹き替え翻訳。主要人物だけでなく、モブキャラのちょっとしたセリフも翻訳するのですが、中にはボソボソと何を言っているのかわからなかったり、そもそも台本に書いてないセリフもあったりします。そういうのは仕方ないので、創作でセリフを補ってしまう。そんなことはよくある。らしいです。知らんけど。まあ、それはさておき、ここをどう翻訳するかですが、ここは幸いにも状況がはっきりしているので、100% の創作に頼らなくて良さそうです。ここはどういう場面かというと、まなかちゃんの演技が終わり、彼女のスコアがどうなのか、上位5名の選手が固唾を飲んで待っているというシーンですね。つまり、9ついずスケーターズは、その上位5名を指すのは明らかです。なので、翻訳も上位5名が危ういとしました。上位5名が、と、途中で切ってしまうのも考えましたが、その後で、脱落したという部分が出てきます。これと合わさって上位5名が脱落したと読めてしまうのもいけないので、ここは危ういとしました。言ってみれば危ういという部分は、本人は近いことも言ってないので、創作にはなってしまいますね。ただそうするのにも、ちゃんとした理由がある、ということです。というわけで、今日はここまでにします。そういえば、メダリストの原作を買いました。まだ全巻購入できていませんが、今アニメでやっているところは買っています。けど、 忙しくてまだ読めていないので本末転倒ですが、これから暇を見つけて読んでいきます。原作がアニメのどの部分かを教えてくださったコメントの方、本当にありがとうございます。それではまた次回お会いしましょう。さよなら。